Prediction, how is Saturday night going to go in your mind?
I don't know if it's going to be a decision or knockout, but I know Terrence Crawford will be successful and victorious.
Your motivation is based off sort of people counting you out and people doubting you, not thinking you can do certain things.
It's been that way my whole career.
But that's fueled you, would you say, your whole career?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It definitely fueled, and it's definitely something that drives me as well.
Terrence Crawford has given Canelo Alvarez one last warning before their upcoming fight. Manny Pacquiao, on the other hand, talked about the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. He called it a big match and said he slightly liked Canelo because Crawford has put on weight. He said that moving up to heavier divisions comes with new difficulties, especially when it comes to keeping up your speed and strength. Pacquiao told Crawford to keep his reaction strong, stressing that speed could be the deciding factor. He also told him to work on his timing, move more smoothly, and make sure that his hitting power works well with the heavier weight.
Canelo Crawford, good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength. Because it's hard to go up in high weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
Andy Ruiz thinks it will be a fantastic fight, and he backs Canelo Alvarez because he is a representative of the Mexican fighting spirit. At the same time, Ruiz said Terrence Crawford shouldn't be ignored or underrated because he is very talented, moves quickly, and fights as a southpaw, which has often given Canelo problems. He said he couldn't wait to see who won the great fight.
I think it's going to be a good fight, man. I'm going for Canelo, of course. He's the Mexican warrior as well. And for Crawford, man, you can't neglect him or you can't underestimate him as well. He has a lot of skills, a lot of movement. He's a lefty as well. That's what Canelo has trouble with. I think it's going to be an amazing fight, man. I just can't wait, and the best man.
But Terrence Crawford said he doesn't know if the fight will end by knockout or go the full distance, but he is sure he will win on fight night. He also said nice things about Canelo Alvarez, saying that he was a great fighter and a nice guy.
How is Saturday night going to go in your mind?
I don't know if it's going to be a decision or knockout, but I know Terrence Crawford will be successful and victorious come Saturday night.
Can you say 3 nice things about your opponent?
He's a great fighter, he's a great father, cool dude.
Furthermore, Carmel Mottton was asked to give an unbiased opinion on Canelo Alvarez's chances of beating Terrence Crawford at 168 pounds, instead of taking a clear side. He also stated that both fighters have solid reasons to win, and the outcome will depend on who performs better on fight night. When asked how he thought the fight would go, Carmel said that he didn't see either man getting out of it anytime soon. He said that the fight was a real 50-50 match.
Canelo beats Crawford at 168. Hit or miss?
I don't know. I don't really have a hit or a miss for that one. It's like in the middle. I could give you a reason why Canelo could win, but I could also give you a reason why Crawford could win. So it's like, I don't know. It's just whoever's the better man that day.
How do you see the fight going, though? Like, you see it going the decision?
I think it'll go decision. I don't see either of them getting stopped.
We need to see the 50-50.
Yeah.
Shawn Porter said that Canelo Alvarez is always a tough opponent, but Terrence Crawford won't face anything new. He said Crawford had a hard time making 147 against Errol Spence Jr., which showed that he was already ready to move up. Porter said that Crawford, unlike many other fighters, has put on weight right, which is why he thinks the fight will be very close.
People that like get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. Terrence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for a very, very, very long time. Another thing to note is people have said that he's a blown-up 147-pound fighter. If you remember, he said it was hard for him to make 147 when he fought Errol Spence Jr. I was like, yo, how is that possible? I didn't realize like he was really doing everything that's needed to gain the weight properly. Most fighters don't know how to gain weight and fit into a weight class properly. He's done that.
Gary Russell Jr. was asked to say something about the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, and he backed Alvarez. He thinks Crawford should be praised for having the guts to move up several weight classes, which is a big risk, but also a huge chance. Russell said that a win for Crawford would make him one of the all-time greats, but he thinks Canelo is stronger and bigger than Crawford. He said that Crawford could challenge Canelo if he showed up in excellent shape, like a fighter ready for a 15-round fight. But Crawford would still need to work on his defense because he gets hit too often.
To get your prediction for the Canelo versus Crawford card, who do you got?
Canelo, but you got to take your head off to Terence Crawford for just moving up multiple weight divisions, trying to fight someone like Canelo Alvarez. And he's also taking an opportunity, if he possibly wins, then he could become one of the best in the world that does it. I personally just feel as though Canelo is just too big, too strong. If Terence is in 15-round shape, he can give Canelo a good run for his money. I think he gotta step up his defensive discipline though. He still get hit a little too much for me.
Roy Jones Jr. said Terence Crawford shouldn't worry about his weight. He said that Crawford's progression reminded him of his own heavyweight career, noting that Crawford increased his size appropriately and prepared his body to compete in a higher weight class. Jones said that Crawford had worked out with light heavyweights and super middleweights. He can handle those opponents in the gym, so he should be able to do the same outside.
And Terence dealing with much of anything because Terence did like I did as a heavyweight. He bulked up to the weight. He been dealing with super middles and light heavyweights in training. If you can deal with them in training, you can deal with them in the fight. So the weight should not even be an issue.
Jones then said that Canelo Alvarez could win if he only did one thing that works for him. Jones says Cruz has more than one way to win, unlike Canelo. Specifically, he said that Crawford has at least 6 different ways to win, which makes him much more flexible. Because of this, Jones said he would bet on Crawford because the fighter with the most options usually wins.
If Canelo fights the absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight, he does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on the man who has 6 ways to win it over the man who has 1 way.
Max Holloway was asked about Dana White's move into boxing and the fight that Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are going to have soon. He said the fight would be exciting and told people not to give up on Crawford, saying it would be much tighter than most people thought. But Holloway thinks Crawford has what it takes to beat Canelo, even though Canelo is a tough opponent. And he said that Crawford has been looking bigger and stronger lately. He also joked that because Crawford used to wrestle, he wouldn't be shocked to see him sneak in some trips during the clinches.
I got you, and one more from me. You famously said you're the best boxer in the UFC. Your boss Dana White has gotten into boxing. What do you think of that in the Canelo Crawford fight?
I mean, it should be a fun one, man. Bro, a lot of people is counting out Terence, but then, I mean, again, it's Canelo, so it should be a fun fight. I think so. It's going to be a much closer fight than a lot of people think is going to happen. I think Terence can actually win in there, but, we see what happens. Terence looked like a big boy too, bro. He looked like a big boy, and he knows wrestling. So at the end of the day, when he's in there in the clinches, I wouldn't be surprised of seeing trips or something from him.
Amir Khan said that Canelo Alvarez is bigger than Terence Crawford, but he also said that Crawford adds weight very well. He said that pictures of Crawford when he weighed about 185 pounds showed that he looked strong, muscular, and well-shaped for his weight. Khan states that during his sparring session with Crawford, he felt bigger, more powerful, and stronger than most people believed he was. He says Crawford hits hard, has real muscle strength, and has even wrestled before, all of which seem to make him physically stronger.
Besides the advantage, but then again, I've always said Crawford puts on the weight well. If you look at size of him, you see his picture when he was like 185. Yeah. He looked huge, bro. He looked jacked up and he looked strong at the weight as well. I now remember when I sparred with him, and I think, wow, he's heavy and he's heavy-handed as well. People don't give him, people don't give him the credit for his power. Crawford bangs hard, man. I mean, and also has that muscle.
Khan said that he had seen Crawford easily take down heavyweights in the gym, showing off his amazing strength in the ring from when he was a kid. He said Crawford is dangerous because he can knock you out or beat you up if the fight goes to the ground. Khan decided that this fight is a real 50-50 chance because Canelo appears to be physically stronger than Crawford, but Crawford has never lost, which makes the battle intriguing.
In the gym, when I was training with them, wrestling heavyweights and taking them down, wrestling. So I don't know if you know this, but
Crawford is, I think he was like one of the top national wrestlers.
He was a good wrestler, yeah. I think he wrestled when he was younger and he was very, you always see him wrestling people at events.
Strong in it, strong in it. So either, look, he's one guy you don't want to fight because if you have a standoff with him, he's gonna try knocking you out, and if he takes you down, you're fucked as well. So I mean, but look, it's a great fight that we're gonna see because we've not really seen a fight where it's like it is a proper 50-50 fight. Why people are saying it's a 50-50 fight? Because Canelo has all the advantages, and Crawford has never been beaten. So that's why. And Crawford looks unbeatable. So it's gonna be.
Regis Prograis said that Jermall Charlo had no competition at 154. Canelo Alvarez punched him, though, and Gerald quickly took a knee to show how weak he was. In that fight, Crawford had only lost once, he said. Israel Madrimov was still able to hit him in that game. It's a whole different level when you fight Canelo. Prograis said he would pick Crawford if he were just another bigger fighter. Canelo, on the other hand, is a much bigger task because he thinks Canelo is the best Mexican boxer of all time, or at least one of them.
I was undisputed at 154, and Canelo hit him, and Jamel was like, hell no, Jamel took a knee, you know? So it's a big difference. And Crawford had that one fight at 154, and he didn't, Madrimov would touch him up a little bit. And this is nowhere close to Madrimov. You talk about Canelo. Now, if it was just another bigger guy, I would go with Crawford. But you talk about this might be, people might kill me for it, but well, not really, but this might be the best Mexican fighter ever. One of them, at least, right? You talk about Canelo. And
the professionals went on to say that Crawford has some benefits over Canelo because he is more experienced and Canelo is getting older. However, Crawford is 37 or 38 years old, while Canelo is 36. Prograis said that he doesn't think Crawford will win, even though many other people do. He said that Canelo's natural size, strength, and punch make a big difference, which reminded us that weight classes are there for a reason. Still, he stressed that if Crawford wins, he will be remembered as a Mount Rushmore figure in fighting history.
The only thing they have, but I would say the only thing he has going for him is he's a skillful fighter, and Canelo is older, but so is Crawford too. I think Crawford is 37, 38, something like that. Canelo's 36, so they both are older right now. But man, I don't personally see it. A lot of people see that Crawford can beat Canelo. It's just like that punch resistance is something else. They make weight classes for a reason. If he could beat him, man, I think he on the Mount Rushmore of fighters if Crawford can pull this off. But I don't.
Abel Sanchez said that Terence Crawford was a legendary player who would go to the Hall of Fame. But he thinks Canelo Alvarez will be too strong for him to beat when the fight comes around. Crawford might not be able to handle going up to a heavier weight class without enough time to adjust, according to him. Canelo has been fighting bigger opponents for a long time and knows how to compete with them. Sanchez thought that Crawford's speed would give Canelo fits in the first few rounds, but that Alvarez would slowly find his flow, take control of the fight, and most likely win as the fight went on.
I honestly think that Canelo's too big. Terence is a superb fighter. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I just think that moving up in weight without having fights to merit that, I think it's the wrong move. But he couldn't handle a 154-pounder the way that he was handling everybody else before. And Madrimov is not Canelo. Canelo's been used to fighting all the bigger guys and has done very well with the bigger guys. Nobody's hurt him. I mean, he's fought the biggest punch. Gennady, come on, he fought Gennady twice, really the good fights. And then Bivol hit him with everything and couldn't hurt him. So how's Terence gonna do that? I don't think he can. I see Canelo going away maybe in a 16-12, 17-13 kind of fight. The first 3 or 4 rounds will be difficult for Canelo, or a little harder for Canelo because of the speed. But once he assimilates, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the first 3 or 4 rounds where Kell was fast. But Terence is going to expose himself when he throws his punches, and Canelo's going to finally get this timing down, and I think we'll be able to control the fight.
Robert Garcia said that he has a different view of the fight than most people do because Terence Crawford is bigger than Canelo Alvarez. He thinks Crawford is a real threat because of how quick, mobile, and skilled he is overall. Even though Garcia acknowledged Canelo's size and experience, he said that Crawford's sharpness and speed give him a real chance to win. He said that Canelo often wins, but that he doesn't show as much variety or effort anymore. Instead, he does just enough to get the job done. Garcia said that Crawford might be able to take control with this plan.
It's a fight that that most of the people don't give Crawford a chance because of the size, but he's got skills, man. He's got skills. He's got good speed, good footwork. That's why I do give him a chance.
You do give.
I do give Crawford a chance, of course. You know, Canelo's last few fights, you know, he does his work.
Besides that, he said that Canelo fights with more business-like sense now than the hunger he had in the past. Canelo was slower and less fluid in his most recent fight, and he relied on single shots instead of combos. Garcia thinks that Crawford will do better with less pressure, especially if he uses his ring smarts and skill well. Garcia thinks Crawford has a good chance to win because of where both boxers are in their lives.
Never does that little extra to please or to he knows he doesn't need to anymore, so he's just comfortable enough with just securing the win. He became a businessman, and I think that could be something in favor of Crawford, that if he comes out in his best and good footwork, you know, Canelo is flat-footed. He you know, his last fight, especially against the runner, he was throwing one punch at a time. Didn't even try to be aggressive and get him into the ropes, throw combinations of 4 to 5 punches. He never even tried that. So I think at this stage, I am giving Crawford a big chance of maybe pulling it up.
Gabriel Rosado, on the other hand, was more in favor of Canelo Alvarez and stressed how the fight will be affected by the fighters' styles. He said that William Skull's clumsy movements in a previous fight made Canelo less aggressive, which made him pick his shots better. In addition, Rosado said that Israel Madrimov's strength gave Crawford trouble at junior middleweight and warned that Canelo at 168 pounds is a much tougher opponent.
Baby, yeah. Yes, sir.
I think there's more at stake for him. I think he's more motivated. I think that a lot is being made of the weight. And I think people are forgetting who Terence Crawford is.
Oh, he's the real hell yeah.
Switch hitter, unbelievable. When he is at his best, he didn't look great in his last fight at 154 against Madrimov. This is a huge jump up. I recognize that. I don't think Canelo has looked great as of late. I think Crawford wins via decision.
Let's go.
And I think he shows that he is one of the greatest and probably one of the most underappreciated boxers of the last decade.
Hell yeah. Love that take. Last thing I got to ask you about Ben Askren.
That's all for the video today. Then, how do you feel about this? What do you think about Crawford versus Canelo? Let us know what you think about this game. Leave your thoughts in the box below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the movie.